There are a lot of happy people running around the world right now because they've had their 2 jabs and they are feeling the freedom and they're excited to be doing things the way they used to do them. That seems normal. And in this process of joy that's going on, you know, for them, there is a 20% of those people, let's just say, if the numbers are accurate with what we're being told, that, you know, somewhere between the neighborhood of 70 to 80% have been inoculated. Then there's like, you know, 20 to 30% that still have yet to get one by choice. And so what would that choice be? Because from a perspective of somebody that has been inoculated twice, at least has been my experience, that they're like, whoo, goes right over their head that there could be any other reason or any other anything other than getting the vaccine. And so when I was in that conversation, I had 3 people and we'd spent hours together and talking about unity and reconciliation and restoration of bridging the, you know, closing the gap, bridging the gap within individuals and people and groups and society. And you know, I was been hugging them and spreading my joy. And this whole thing about me talking about health and well-being comes from inside out. And that's really what I do. And then all of a sudden, hours later, it was like, but you got vaccinated, didn't you? And I was like, no. And it was very funny to me because I thought after all these hours of spending with me and everything that I am, that someone could even connect those 2 dots together. And in that respect of connecting those dots together, then it was like, whoo, their dots didn't connect anymore. Because they're like, well, you care about people, don't you? And it's like, of course, haven't you learned that about me? Wasn't that one of those connections? And it was, well then, and you're not going to travel if that doesn't happen. And I'm like, says who? And so I could have gone down this bunny trail, right, with them. I could have gone down a bunny trail based on what they had heard, but I really felt it was my job to hold the ground and the calmness of what is my experience. Because the law of the land, okay, the law of the land is what you and I all do as living, breathing men and women. It's land, air, water, okay? And living, breathing men and women were given that right. Children over, as soon as they, boom, were created on here. And love always wins on land, air, water. Natural justice is that you have the freedom to experience and to choose. And so when I am honoring and respecting the law, then I'm able to be present to hearing my other living, breathing men and women around me. And in that process, I then can help either express what comes through me or help clear maybe what they need clarification on. So one of those things was, one of them said, well, we saw a documentary about anti-vax. Are you anti-vax? And I was like, didn't I just say to you, you know, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes ago that I had a tetanus shot 2 years ago? Yeah, you did say that. So if I was anti-vax, would I have had that shot 2 years ago? And haven't I been talking to you about unity all morning, right? All these hours, and about how to bring people together. And now are you segregating? Are you creating division? Are you labeling me based on something that you saw on the television? Have you ever seen that? Television, right? So it was, right? And so it wasn't like light bulbs went off and says, oh, of course I comprehend and I understand. It was that I could see that there were points made, but it was still like the deflector shields are up. Like, Scotty, put the shields up on the Star Trek, right? Like, put them up. Make sure that, nothing gets through. So the deflector shields are up because it's like, uh-oh, foreign territory, new information coming in, not ready to receive it, doesn't compute. So if I was continually trying to attack, that's all that's happening. You're hitting the force field. Nothing's happening. So my job in that space of presence was, go ahead. If you've never talked to somebody that you were about to label as anti-vax, ask me any question you want. Go ahead. Well, some of those people are very, they're really just concerned about their own lives, and they're not concerned at all about the whole. And I said, is that your experience? Well, that's what seems to be, that's what's reported, is those people that are, on the media that are saying things, they're going against the narrative. And I said, well, it's my experience that a lot of those people, those 20 to 30%, have actually had health issues, let's say. They've had issues with religion. They've had issues with the government. They've had personal experiences. And in those personal experiences, they then had another experience and a conclusion and experience. And through these experiences, they could then choose for themselves. So for me, it was because I was diagnosed with health issues and I was on medication, and it was going to be prescribed for the rest of my life, that caused me to look elsewhere. So most of us in the 20 to 30%, whatever, that have just said no thank you, are already healthy. We already are taking responsibility for our health. We're already knowing that mind, body, soul, it's all interrelated. Some of you might be going, oh my gosh, well, I'm so into health. I eat properly and I go running all the time and I'm in that. But your mind and your soul is still wrapped up in the world. You've missed the concept of heartfulness or mindfulness or healing from the inside out and releasing your fears. So why would anybody not get vaxxed? It's because they've already had an experience that within their body, within their barometer, tells them no. And it's just simple as that. It's just a no. And they could give you a list of reasons, just like you can give a list of reasons why you got the jab. The 20 to 30% actually have personal experiences and have personal feelings in their body. Some of you that got the jab, you may have those same personal experiences and personal that, like, okay, yeah, that's why you did it. But a lot of the ones that I'm talking to or that come across my path are making choices because the media told them to, because they want to travel. So there's the carrot. And because that's what you got to do if you want to stay in the system, in society. And is it? What you don't know, you don't know. Life is the next moment in time. Nobody knows. There's infinite possibilities in the world. And all these people that have decided at this moment in time, the 20 to 30% that have said no, they've just said no. Some will say no, never, right? A lot of them will say no, never. I just tend not to say the word never, but pretty much it's kind of like, if I'm guided to get it, I'll get it. But at this point in time, it just seems absurd to me to get something where there is, in my experience, I've never known anybody to die. I've never known anybody to be any sicker, for me personally, than any other flu. I do have one friend, she lost more taste, lost her taste buds. I know when your immune system is allowed to build up and get stronger, when you face your fears, you become stronger. And I know for me, I totally believe that when it's my time, it's my time. That when it's my time to die, I will die. And so in the process, I'm here to live my life. And to live my life is to enjoy it by how I choose to enjoy it. And to hug and to love and to connect and to hold everybody in their highest and best. So I'm okay. And so are the 20 to 30% that other people got jabbed. But are the people that got jabbed okay with the ones that made the other choice? And if you're not, then it's your opportunity to say, why does it bother me so much that they didn't get jabbed? Because maybe really you didn't want to get jabbed. Maybe there's something in there, but you got, well, what else is to do? That's what they told me to do. That's what I got to do. I don't see any other options. There's infinite possibilities in the universe. And I don't know what I don't know. I don't even know what's going to happen in the next minute, let alone the next hour or tomorrow. Even though people prophesize and forecast, I will wait until that moment arrives, because my moment's going to be different than your moment. And your moment's going to be different than someone else's moment. But if I keep that space that everybody is healing from the inside out, that I honestly believe that the world is transforming from the space of fear and feeling like a victim and listening to somebody else about your life, and being able to trust your own inner guidance to what you're to do, and to be okay with that, regardless of what anybody else tells you, regardless of 100 people saying, no, don't do it. You have such strength of conviction within yourself. That's the vision that I hold. That's why I think, well, I was given that thought in 2017, 1 billion people being healed from the inside out, trusting their inner guidance, enjoying the journey to their heart's desires, and everybody's living in their best whole new world. Maybe that's just the 20%. Maybe that's the ascension. Maybe the jab is the mark of the beast. Only time will tell. It's like, stay tuned, same bat station, same bat channel, whatever that little advertisement was when I was a kid. The story will unfold day by day. So enjoy your journey, because it's only your journey. And if you aren't enjoying your journey and liking the bumps or the ups and the downs and the roller coaster and experiencing the experience, then that's your opportunity. That's your opportunity to notice what you experience, the judgments you have on others. Even though 20 to 30% are judging the other ones as like, oh, now we're being discriminated against. It's like, no, that's just your experience. You know, that's all we're doing, is we're each having our experiences and we're going, does this work for us? And if it doesn't work for us, then it's like cleaning out your closet. Boom. So if you can just believe that there is a little bit of a bridging the gap together, right? We can come together and find a way, and you see the world in unity. And it's okay that we're all so different, because that's how we were designed. And that's all there is. If you want to see division, you'll see division. If you want to see unity, you'll see unity. If you want to see coming together, you'll see coming together. And sometimes, most times, breakdown leads to breakthrough. The caterpillar will completely disappear before it becomes a butterfly, right? And so in that case, it can look like, oh, maybe it looks like the butterfly starts in part and the caterpillar is still there, and it looks like there's 2 pieces. Maybe it's an 80-20 rule. I don't know. Never been inside the chrysalis to actually see. But that's the experience. The world is changing. Most of us wanted the world to change, to be a happier, more harmonious place, to have clean drinking water, to have everybody feeding, have food for everybody, to have people treating each other more nicely, with more respect and more love, and having that connection with Mother Nature. We wanted these things. We just didn't necessarily want it to happen the way it's happening for some people. But there's a bunch of people running around right now that I'm running into that are just so joyously happy, because they have a newfound freedom after a very long time for them. And I, for one, am going to celebrate that that's how they're feeling, because they went through a breakdown to get there, and now others are going to go through the breakdown. But we'll all break through, and it'll be one big, better, best whole new world. Mwah! Lots of love. Enjoy the process, and reach out or get my book, Trusting Your Intuition, Discover Your Superpower in 10 Days, if you need help trusting the process. See ya.